Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mini Books Podcast with your host, Gloria and Rogan. And today we are excited to dive into Special Book with You. We picked this one because it has really important lessons to share, and we can't wait to talk about them. So let's get started.
All right, so ready to unlock some serious success secrets. We're ditching the fluff today and diving straight into Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect.
Gotta love that book.
Right, so much good stuff in there. But we're here for the best takeaways, the stuff you can actually use today.
Absolutely. We're talking about those high-impact actions you can take, the ones that make a real difference.
Okay, so everyone talks about the compound effect, right? Pennies turning into millions. But Hardy breaks it down even further.
It's those small choices we make every day. You might not even notice them.
Yeah.
But over time, huge results.
Exactly. Like, it's not about some magic trick. It's about consistency.
It's like, imagine a snowball, right? It starts small.
Yeah.
But then it picks up more and more snow.
Yeah.
Gains momentum. And before you know it.
Unstoppable force.
Exactly. And I love how Hardy uses Kobe Bryant as an example.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about high achievers, right?
Seriously, one of the best basketball players of all time. But here's the thing.
This guy is at the top of his game.
And what's he doing?
Drilling fundamentals for hours.
The same drills rookies are doing.
It's incredible. And it just shows you, even at that level, mastery is a process.
So it's those little things done consistently that make all the difference.
No matter what level you're at.
Okay, that's amazing. But we're not all trying to be Kobe, right? So how does this translate to our everyday lives?
Well, it's about identifying those small habits, the non-negotiables that move you closer to your goals.
Love it. And Hardy has this concept, socks and shoes.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
That really brings this idea to life. So break it down for us. How can our listeners actually use this socks and shoes principle?
So imagine this. You're getting ready for work, right?
Yeah.
But instead of rushing out the door at the last minute, you're ridiculously over-prepared. Clothes laid out the night before.
Okay.
Breakfast, ready to go. You've even planned your commute, down to the minute.
Wow, so no more forgetting things, no last-minute scrambles, just smooth sailing.
Exactly. And think about the compound effect of that, not just on your productivity, but your mindset. That feeling of being in control.
Oh, I love that.
That's powerful.
So we're starting small, building momentum, channeling our inner Kobe. But Hardy doesn't stop there. He also talks about self-awareness. Why is that so important?
Because you can have all these amazing habits. But if you don't know yourself, your strengths, and your weaknesses.
You're not going to reach your full potential.
Exactly.
And he tells this great story about Markelle Fultz, the basketball player.
Oh, yeah. Drafted #1 in the NBA.
So clearly a talented guy.
Right. Could have gone to any school, been the star player. But instead,
He chose a tougher path.
he wanted to be challenged. He knew he wouldn't always be the best.
Wow, so he was intentionally putting himself in a position to learn and grow, even if it meant being uncomfortable.
And that's what sets high achievers apart. They don't shy away from those tough realities. Fultz knew that to be the best. He had to embrace the challenge.
So how do we get that kind of self-awareness? Because, let's be honest, looking in the mirror isn't always fun, right?
Definitely not. It could be tough. But Hardy has this tool, a scorecard exercise that can help.
Scorecard.
Yeah. Basically, you get feedback from people you trust. Friends, family, colleagues.
Okay, so I'm asking my friend, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate my ability to, handle stress or something?
Exactly. And the key is, you're not allowed to explain yourself. You just listen.
Oh, wow. No sugarcoating allowed.
None. You need that raw, unfiltered feedback.
I can see how that would be valuable, though.
Oh, it is.
Yeah?
It reveals your blind spots. Those areas where your perception might not match reality.
Okay, this is great stuff. We're building good habits, working on our self-awareness. But what about those times when motivation just disappears? We've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's where passion and discipline come in. They're the dynamic duo.
And Hardy talks about Jesse Itzler. That guy's a machine. Entrepreneur, ultramarathon runner. Talk about passion and discipline in action.
Right. He's another great example. This is a guy who rode his bike 20 miles a day just to get studio time for his music.
That's insane. I'm tired just thinking about it. But for those of us who aren't quite at that level, how do we tap into that kind of drive?
You need to find your why.
My why.
What's the deeper meaning behind your goals? What really motivates you?
Okay, so it's not just about wanting to be more productive. It's about knowing WHY that matters to me.
Yes. If you're more productive, will it give you more time with family, help you make a bigger impact at work, Find that deeper connection.
I love that because then those daily tasks, they become so much more meaningful. You're not just checking boxes, you're working towards something bigger.
Exactly.
But even with passion, even with discipline,
Hmm.
we all face setbacks. Nobody's perfect.
You're telling me it's part of the journey, right?
So how do we handle those inevitable setbacks?
That's where Hardy's view on failure is so important. He doesn't see it as a roadblock.
More like a stepping stone.
Exactly.
He uses Steve Jobs as an example. And that's huge, right? I mean, if Steve Jobs experienced setbacks.
And not just setbacks, he got fired from his own company.
Exactly. But he didn't let it stop him. He used it as fuel.
And that's the key. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how you respond.
So how do we actually shift our mindset? How do we go from why me to, okay, what can I learn from this?
It's about reframing those experiences, finding the lesson in every challenge.
Oh, I love that. So it's all about perspective.
Exactly. The more we can view those setbacks as feedback, the faster we grow.
This is so good. We're learning so much. It's not about being perfect. It's about those small steps, that consistent effort, and of course, the right mindset.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. If you're enjoying this podcast, then don't forget to check out our official YouTube channel, Mini Books Podcast, and subscribe for more great podcasts like this one.
And don't forget that snowball effect. It all adds up over time.
This is awesome. But we've got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, so before the break, we were talking about self-awareness, right?
Yeah, that scorecard exercise.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do we actually put that into practice? Because getting that honest feedback, it's tough.
Oh, it's definitely not easy. It takes practice. But those uncomfortable moments, those are the growing pains. That's where the growth happens.
So true. Okay, so tell me more about this scorecard. How does it actually work?
It's pretty straightforward, actually. You pick a few areas you want to improve in,
Okay.
and then you ask people you trust. Could be friends, family, colleagues.
And you ask them to rate you on those specific things.
So like, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate my, I don't know, public speaking skills? Something like that.
Exactly. And here's the important part. You can't defend yourself. You just listen,
Ooh, that's tough.
right? No sugarcoating allowed. Just raw, honest feedback.
Okay, but I can see how that would be so valuable.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Because it shows you those blind spots.
Yeah.
The areas where you might think you're doing great.
But you're actually not.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're building these tiny habits, working on our self-awareness. But what happens when motivation just fades? We all hit that wall sometimes, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's where passion and discipline come in.
He talks about Jesse Itzler. Talk about passion and discipline. The guy's a machine. Entrepreneur, ultra marathon runner.
Right. Rode his bike 20 miles a day just to get studio time for his music.
That's insane. So inspiring, though. But for those of us who aren't quite at that level, how do we even begin to tap into that kind of drive? Especially for those everyday things.
It starts with finding your why.
My why.
Yeah, like what's the deeper meaning behind your goals? Why are you doing this? What's the driving force?
Okay, so it's not enough to just say, I want to be more productive. I need to know WHY that matters to me.
Exactly. Will it give you more time with your family?
Mm-hmm.
Will it help you make a difference in the world? That's your why.
I love that. It's not just about checking things off a list. It's about something bigger.
Yes.
But even with passion, with discipline, we all have those moments, right? The setback.
Absolutely. Nobody's perfect.
So how do we handle those?
Well, Hardy has a really interesting take on failure. He doesn't see it as a roadblock.
Really?
He sees it as a stepping stone.
Interesting.
He talks about Steve Jobs.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, great example. If anyone faced setbacks.
The guy got fired from his own company.
Can you imagine?
But he didn't let that starve him. He learned from it, used it as fuel.
So it's not about avoiding failure. It's about how we choose to respond.
Exactly.
But how do we actually do that? How do we shift our mindset from, like, why me to what can I learn from this?
It's about reframing the experience, finding the lesson in every challenge.
Oh, I love that. So it's really all about perspective.
It really is.
Hmm.
The more we can view those setbacks as feedback, not personal attacks,
Oh, yeah.
the faster we grow.
This is so good. Okay, so we're learning it's not about being perfect, right? It's about taking those small steps consistently and having the right mindset.
And remember, it all adds up.
All those small actions leading to big results. Love it. But we've got to take another quick break. We'll be right back. All right, so we're back, and man, my mind is blown. We've been talking about how these tiny little actions done consistently can lead to massive change.
Right, the compound effect in action.
Exactly. But here's the thing that's really sticking with me. it's not just about us, right? Hardy talks about how the compound effect, it goes way beyond our own lives.
Absolutely. It's about realizing we're all part of something bigger. Our actions, even the small ones, they have a ripple effect.
Okay, so explain that. Like, as we're building these positive habits, getting more self-aware, even embracing those setbacks, we're actually contributing to something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly. It's like, think about it. As you grow, as you become more disciplined, more resilient, more successful, that positive energy, it spreads.
I love that. So it's not just about reaching the top of our own mountain.
It's about bringing others along with us.
Exactly. And who knows how far that impact can go, right?
Exactly.
This has been incredible. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Just this. As you embrace these principles, as you let the compound effect work its magic in your life, think about the ripple effect you're creating. What positive change are you putting out into the world?
That is such a powerful question and a perfect note to end on. Remember, it all starts with that one tiny step, that one small action, repeated consistently over time. So go out there, make it happen, and watch as the compound effect changes your life and the lives of everyone around you. Until next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this conversation and want to dive into more book insights, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We're back every Sunday at 9 a.m. with new books and more to learn from. Until next time, take care and keep learning, keep growing.